Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your tribal god of extreme with a nice, spooky smooth set of hair. Not that I have much hair on it, but but anyway, it is I, your tribal god of extreme with a nice, slick hair. Peter Joseph here for a Friday evening, getting close to Friday night video, right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching once again. Make sure you, make sure you like the video. I had too much beer today. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there inside of my pants, otherwise known as the description box below, on this very channel and my other channels down below in the description box. Show your love and support. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but don't leave stupid comments. You will get thrown out, sent to the shadow realm, and Satan will eat your soul, and then take a mighty shit. Because he will, because that's how he is. But it is what it is. But anyway, don't leave stupid comments. You get blocked if you don't like that. Too bad. Tough shit, motherfuckers. And that's that. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you do, you're pretty much SOL. Like the people I'm going to be talking about in this video, you and them are pretty much SOL. And I think you know what that means. And if you don't know, look it up. It's the way it is. The way it is. You missed it, you missed it. And that's that. And for our newcomers here, if you're just watching me for the very first time and you like the video, hit that like button, stick that thumb straight up everybody else's butthole, because that's where it belongs. And if you want more, hit that bell for more, and subscribe as well to my other channels, show your love and support, and this channel as well. If you are not getting my videos, unsubscribe, resubscribe again, and hit the bell again. Hopefully that will work. If not, blame that douchebag Neil who runs this goddamn place. And well, if you could write to him, or just go on Twitter, and go to Team YouTube and tell them how bad they suck. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that. But if you're not getting my my videos, then like I said, unsubscribe, resubscribe again, hit the bell again, and hopefully that works. If not, well, I can't help you. Even if I could, I wouldn't. Most of you, I probably wouldn't help you anyway. But in any case, that's the way it is. That's the way YouTube is for the last 20 fucking years. Yeah, YouTube has been around for 20 years. I've been around for 16 almost. So I've been around for like in the early stages of YouTube, 2009 to be exact. It's coming up pretty soon. In 3 months and 7 days, 3 months and a week, be my 16th anniversary on this godforsaken website. And we keep going if I felt like it, but I don't know. We'll see. I might be at the end of my career, but never say never. But we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, YouTube needs to kind of end, because 20 years is way too long. I would say that about TNA and Ring of Honor, but then again, WWE's been around for over 50 fucking years, and many other things have been around for longer than that. But can't go on forever. I wish we could, but we can't. Even life itself, we can't go on forever. But I digress. But yeah, in the beginning of August, probably, I think it is the week after night 1 of SummerSlam is going to be the 16-year anniversary. So get ready for that. Mark it down, August the 9th, 2025. But we got a long way to go before we get there. Long way to go. But that's that. But if you're new, please hit that bell, turn on all notifications, and as we say in the business, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, you grab that cold one, put your feet up and enjoy the show. And if you like it, great, too bad. And that's that. Alright, really quickly, ladies and gentlemen, we got SmackDown coming up in a half hour. Should be a pretty good show from somewhere in America. But it's the pre-ultimate to ultimate go-home show before next Saturday's Backlash event. That's going to be in, where is Backlash? I forgot. Who cares? No, I think it's in LA. But anyway, We got Backlash next Saturday, and card doesn't work great, but you know, it is what it is. And then we'll head down to Tampa, Florida for NXT Battleground, going head to head. Excuse me, with Double or Nothing, and then we got Saturday Night's main event the night before in Tampa, and we got the Memorial Day edition of Monday Night Raw, as always, and that's going to be in Tampa, and then NXT after Battleground will be in Tampa. So, lots of things happening down south in the great state of Florida and the great city of Tampa. But we got that. So, we're on the road to that. Then we got, in June, we got Money in the Bank, or Money in the Spank Bank, but whatever you want to call it. That's going to be, I believe that's going to be in LA. I forget where it is. I don't even know. I don't care. Wherever it is, you're going to go there and you're going to watch. And that's pretty much it. But like I said, we got, we got NXT. Now, what am I talking about today? I don't know. It's Friday. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. You gotta fuck up for the weekend. Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, it is Friday night, May the 2nd, 2025. Tomorrow we begin we'll begin the Star Wars days. May the 3rd be with you, May the 4th be with you, May the 5th, 6th, you know. For the next, pretty much the next 4 days, we'll be talking about Star Wars all fucking weekend. So, may the Force be with you. And be very impressive. That's all I gotta say about that. Thought I saw something. My neighbor might be outside. What happened here? Okay, I thought I saw my neighbor outside. Because I have my window open because it's hot in here. It was hot today. It was like over 80 degrees. I think it was 81, 82 today here in New York City. But it's sunny. It's nice. Great early, little preview for summer coming up in about a month from now. I mean, the unofficial start of summer comes in 24 days, in 3 weeks and change. That's Memorial Day weekend, and then the official start of summer comes in about a month from that. A month from now, so a couple weeks after that will be the official start of summer. I think it's June 19th or 20th, I believe. It's the summer solstice for you people that love astronomy, but not pustronomy. I mean astronomy, but big ups to my good buddy John Astronomy. He's let's just say he hangs out with a good guy named Ace Frehley. And I met Ace Frehley. He's oh boy. He'll make you laugh. But I do have pictures with Ace Frehley, but not with me. Those will never see the light of day. I'll just say that. It's on my external hard drive. It is what it is. It's Friday. But we're at that. So, hope everybody has a great, unofficial start of, the weekend. Of the unofficial, first weekend of May, I should say. So, enjoy it. It is Cinco de Mayo weekend. So, go to the bar tonight, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday night. And then puke your guts out every fucking day of the week. Puke out your guts starting tonight, all the way till Tuesday morning. So I know a lot of people will not be going to work on Tuesday. Fortunately, I don't have that problem. Because I don't drink like that. You know who does. But, she's going to have an amazing weekend. I don't think my dick can take that much, but, as we all know, drunk sex is the best sex in the world. Oh, absolutely. But be responsible and know when to say when this weekend and Monday. Trust me on that one. All my great Mexican fans out there, all the people that drink. Not that I drink, I don't drink much, but, but once in a while, I do have a big, huge bottle of Hennessy in there. It's like this. I can't. I'll paraphrase on this. It's like this. Pepsi, by the way. It's like this. This is how much is in there. Not this much, but it's like more than this. Way more. Because we went to the liquor store the last couple of days. Got us some Hennessy, got us some Jack. As we all know, Jack Daniels is the #1 drink in the world. But we got that. So we're going to me and the missus are going to celebrate Cinco de Mayo weekend. in our own way. And that's pretty much it. But like I said, if you're going out for Cinco de Mayo weekend, be safe, be well, and for all you guys out there, for the love of God, if you're gonna have that drunk sex, please wrap up that burrito, because you don't want to have problems 9 months later. Trust me on that. And for you girls, stop trying to trap people. Just saying. Just saying. Because you know how girls get drunk and then guys get drunk. Next thing you know, they got a baby coming out 9 months later. What the fuck happened? I don't know. Well, I know what happened, but how did it happen? I don't know. When was the last time we were out? Duh. You idiot! You forgot to wear a condom! Now look what we've done. You idiot! It's your fault! You jumped on my dick! What am I supposed to do? Pull out! I couldn't count to 2. Oh, so inebriated, I forgot, I can't count! Anyway, moving on. I don't have that problem, because I have good pull-out game, and I wrap up that burrito when I need to. So, that's that. But anyway, moving on. Alright, but like I said, if you're going out, have fun, wrap up that burrito, guys, and just enjoy it. Alright, moving on. Alright, so it is Friday evening, May the 2nd, 2025, right here on the Peter Joseph channel. I'm Peter Joseph, your wild and crazy host. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, sports, movies, sex, whatever I feel like talking about. You're gonna like it. And if you do like it, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it before, and don't forget to hit that bell for more. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. It came out it's been out for the last hour or so. What's that time again, ladies and gentlemen? As we all know, around this time, people start getting released that usually don't get a lot of TV time. They're in catering for months, or they're hurt. Who knows? But once again, it is time for the WWE Spring Cleaning. Now, yesterday, they got rid of a lot of executives, even one big, huge guy. I think he worked in creative. I guess he wasn't creative about being creative. But I digress. So they got rid of a lot of those people. They got rid of some guy, the host of The Bump, I believe. Who watches that shit? But today, as of right now, there is more to come. We have 8 people sadly got their pink slip today, or their contracts are not going to be renewed. But 8 people so far. 8 people. I'm pretty much refreshing every 5 seconds, because there are more to come. Probably going to be more to come through SmackDown tonight, through this weekend, probably in the next week. But anyway, here is the updated list as of right now. Now, we're at now. Everything is happening now. Well, what happened to then? We missed it. Every time I can quote Spaceballs, the greatest, well, not the greatest, but one of the greatest 80s movies ever. It's a good time. But anyway, as of right now, let me reload again, as I am taking this from the internet, of course. I'm actually taking this from DraftKings.com. I could be taking it. Well, I will go to Sean WhatsApp in a minute on his X page. But as of right now, 8 people have been released, and here's the list. Some of these may shock you. Some of these, well, we got that. Alright, first 2 people are the Dancing Queens. That's Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro, former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Coming up to the main roster, didn't really do much, but, they were just there. They were hanging out with Lyra Valkyria at one point, and then pretty much never got used much. I think both of them were in the Women's US and Intercontinental title tournaments. Did not win, obviously. And pretty much, like I said, rarely got seen on TV. Mostly were in catering, doing nothing. But yeah, Caden Carter and Casey Cottonsaw got released. I don't know if that's gonna sit well with her. Caden Carter is friends with Poppy Priest, so that might not sit well with Poppy. So his best friend or bestie, right? You know they're fucking. You know. If you've seen Caden's TikTok page, every time she does a video and it has Poppy in it, they're best friends, my ass. You can't be best friends with somebody for so long, and, you could be besties for a long time, but yeah, if you're best friends with a girl, there's a good chance you're probably gonna be fucking. Probably. I didn't say you will, but you might. I have some friends that are girls. I know them for years, but sometimes I can't touch the merchandise. They can't touch my merchandise. You know what I mean? I'd love to, but there's nothing wrong with casual sex, but But when you're committed to somebody, there's a lot of temptation, and with me, it's just insane. And like I said, I have a lot of girls that are friends on my Facebook page, my Twitter, my Instagram. Some of them live too far away from me, so that's one reason I can't bang. But, some of them are pretty personal friends of mine, so I can't really do much, because it will really look bad. But I digress. Alright, so, yeah, Poppy loses his bestie. And we got that. Alright, number 3 on the list, Dakota Kai. I was surprised at that because she did get injured again. She changed her hairstyle. She's now in curls now. Nothing wrong with that, but I was hoping she'd come back, because really Damage Control is pretty much EO. It's just EO. But Asuka's hurt. Don't know when she's coming back. Kairi is very close to returning, they said. She's almost medically cleared. So I was hoping maybe when Asuka comes back, they can reform Damage Control. Bring back Io, or just let Io go by herself. But because she's basically a monster face right now, the Raw Women's Champion, my third amazingly hot Asian wife, next to Io and Kairi, of course. But yeah, Dakota Kai surprised me. That one really does surprise me. I think it's one because I think they released her because of her contract, or maybe what they kind of did to other people. She's injury prone. It's like, get out of here. We're not going to renew your contract. Get out. We don't need you. You're too injury prone. We don't need you. You're just a liability. So I guess that pretty much ends Damage Control, because Bayley, give me a hug. Who knows what's happening with Bayley right now? I don't know what's going to happen with Bayley. I hope she doesn't get released, but she hasn't been on Raw or SmackDown lately. I mean, she did get injured. I think her shoulder, that whole thing with Becky, so that's going to come back. I assume, because when Bayley gets cleared, she'll go after Becky, who probably have the Women's Intercontinental title by then, because she will win it next week against Lyra Valkyria. So, really, you can't really do Damage Control anymore, because Io's a monster face, and then Kairi and eventually Asuka will come back. So, do you make Damage Control with Asuka, Kairi, and Io? I say no. What I say, and this is how I book, if I was a booker, this is how I would do it, and do it way better than their booking team that it is right now. Right, Hunter and Shawn Michaels? But anyway, since Dakota Kai left, there's no more I would say, kill Damage Control. It's already killed anyway. Don't even bring Asuka, Kairi, and Io. Reform them as Damage Control. Don't even call them Damage Control anymore. Call them the Black Lotus. That's it. Because they were the Black Lotus tribe in Japan. I'm just saying. when Kairi and Asuka get medically cleared, have them team back up with Io, and have Asuka and Kairi win the tag team belts. Because there is no women's tag teams in WWE. None. I mean, they're going to bring up Lash and Jakara Jackson. I know, because they broke them up. They broke up Metaphor. So Lash and Jakara will be on the main roster, probably on SmackDown. So that's one tag team that can go after Liv and Raquel, even though they lost to them. You can't really do much with Natalya and Maxine Dupri, because who knows what's going on with them. I don't know who else you can really put in a tag team right now. There is no women's tag teams, which is sad. So what I would do is, Liv is in Japan, filming her movie, what's it called, the Bad Lieutenant. Really Liv's doing Dom, but that's another story for another time. She's Hollywood, alright. She's porn, but I digress. So yeah, Liv's gonna be out for a while. They don't know what's going on with the tag team belts as of right now, but so they're gonna probably push the women's tag team titles to the back burners. I mean, Raquel just sits on her ass for a while, unless they push her to a world title or one of the mid-card titles. Not that she's probably going to win one of them, or just drop her back down to NXT, which I know is a downgrade, but I don't know, but I just have a feeling that when Asuka and Kairi get medically cleared, they should be the ones to dethrone Liv and Raquel. Whether it happens at Money in the Bank, most likely it might happen by SummerSlam. Because, like I said, Kairi is coming back any week now. Any day now, she's going to be medically cleared to wrestle. Asuka, I don't know. She's still kind of having complications with that knee injury. But she's still putting stuff up on YouTube. Kana-chan, yogeto. You know, her YouTube page, go check it out. And her Instagram and her Twitter blowing up. She's putting various pictures up. But really hasn't updated us on her knee as of late. But I think she was at the Performance Center, so that's a good sign. She's at the Performance Center, so training, but no official date for her return yet. And it's getting close to, I think it's getting close to a year that we haven't seen Asuka. So, but Kairi's coming back. That's good. But then, I mean, you could team Kairi and Io up to go after the women's tag team belts and have them win it. I mean, any combination of Io, Kairi, and Asuka, I think will beat Liv and Raquel. Easy. I mean, or just scrap the women's tag team division. Like I've been mentioning that for years. I mean, there is no women's tag teams in WWE, NXT I should say. Or maybe, just maybe, have some of the women from TNA, because they have that partnership, supposedly, still. You have, maybe have Rosemary and Xia Li win the tag team belts, or Rosemary and Xia Brookside, because, she's turning pretty soon. She will see the light of the prophecy real soon. You have them, you have Spitfire, Jody Threat, and my girl Dani Luna can come over and beat Liv and Raquel. Or you have the Ash and Heather by Elegance. There's not that many women's tag teams in TNA either, which is even worse. Why have women's tag teams if you don't have women to tag team with? I mean, you have a lot of women, but if you're not going to make a division out of it, and have women going, not a carousel per se, you have a pretty strong women's division, women's tag team division, I should say, then it doesn't pay to have women's tag team belts. I know people want it to happen in AEW, but why? Why? I won't even have women's tag team belts. It's just retarded. You have all these women, and then next thing you know, they break up. Well, one of them gets hurt, and disintegrates. You have to wait till they get medically cleared, and they could take months or years. So what I would do is just scrap the women's tag team division. Scrap them, throw the belts in the dumpster, or throw them in a fucking garbage can, blow it up. You know, it makes no sense to have women's tag team belts. And sometimes, you know, with the mid-card titles, with the Intercontinental and the U.S. title, I mean, there is a sort of good division, and then you got, you know, have them with the women's titles, you know. But look at Ring of Honor. Look at Ring of Honor, you will see my point. I know there's a lot of women in Ring of Honor. Some of them are like indie people and I've never heard of. But we're bringing over Mina. We're bringing over, maybe bringing over Thekla, because she got fired from Stardom. Who knows if she's going to AEW. She wants to go to AEW, I heard. Mina's already signed to AEW. She was on Ring of Honor last night, beating Layla Gray. And, you know, so there is a lot of women that can go after Toni Storm, go after Mercedes Moné, can go after Athena, go after Red Velvet, who has the women's TV, the Ring of Honor women's TV title. They're making, I don't know why, they're making a women's pure title, which has, I think, Layla Gray's in it, Deonna Purrazzo, Taya Valkyrie, Serena Deeb, who knows who else. Maybe Mina joins that, I don't know. But it's worthless titles that barely get defended. Barely. And I mean, Athena's held that belt pretty close. I don't know if it's officially she hit over 900 already, but if she's hit over 900, I would say she can probably. I don't think it's gonna happen, but she might hit 1,000. The next Ring of Honor pay-per-view is not till July, which is Supercard, and then September. I think September the 5th. I think September the 5th. I believe is Death Before Dishonor, and the end of August, going into Death Before Dishonor, and coming out of that, AEW, Dynamite, Collision, and Ring of Honor will be emanating from the not the Hammerstein. Sorry, not the Hammerstein. It is the ECW arena in that dinky, filthy city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So that's going to be at the end of August into September. They're having a nice residency there. I think that's pretty damn nice. Why don't you do it here in New York? Tony Khan? I know we had that weekend with Final Battle, Final Rampage, Collision, and Dynamite. That was nice for like 3 days. 3-day weekend, great. My birthday weekend had a blast. But man, I would like to have like 3 weeks of freaking television. Live, too. At the Hammerstein. Would it happen? Well, that depends on the Hammerstein, you know. Because most of those will be taped. Ring of Honor will be taped. As far as Collision will be taped. Some of those episodes will be taped. Dynamite definitely will be taped. So, they probably just, it's like, oh, we're going to be emanating from the Hammerstein for the next 3 weeks. But 1 week will be live. 1 or 2 weeks live, then the other weeks are taped. Makes no sense to me. I mean, it's good, but I'd rather have 3 weeks live. But I'm not the people that run the Hammerstein Ballroom. I'm just saying. Alright, so go back to my original point. Yeah, I could definitely see Asuka and Kairi winning those women's tag team belts from Liv and Raquel. Because there is nobody left besides Jakara Jakara and Lash Legend. Why? Because Gigi Dolan got released. Why? I don't know, so, you know, Gigi could go to TNA, per se. I think some of these may go to TNA, but it makes no sense. Why would you go to TNA and you're still kind of working for WWE? Because of that whole partnership. I know it's different brands and different promotions, but who knows? But we got that. Yeah, Gigi's gone, so pretty much Chemical X is gone. That whole faction, that trio with Gigi, Tatum Paxley, and Shotzi. Shotzi, I don't know what's going on with her. She did some video on X talking about her future. I thought she was getting released. I'm like, oh, great. What else is new? So I don't know what's going to happen with Tatum Paxley and Shotzi. I don't know if they're going to kind of team back up, kind of keep going with Chemical X, or just Tatum goes back to being a solo person, which sucks for her. But well, not sucks per se, but like I said, I don't know what's going to happen with Shotzi. I wouldn't be surprised if she's next to get released. But yeah, so Gigi Dolan gets released. Shayna Baszler got released. So they completely killed PFC, Poorly Fried Chicken. Because we know back in February, Sonya Deville got released again. So now Shayna Baszler is barely getting used. She lost in the, I think the women's U.S. title tournament, or the Intercontinental title tournament. She did team up briefly with Zoe Stark. Another one is probably going to get released. I mean, we haven't seen Zoe since they had they had a tag team women's gauntlet match. Yeah, I think it was the women's tag team gauntlet match. I believe, for the number one contenders on I think it was on SmackDown. That was the last time I think we saw Shayna and Zoe Stark teaming together. And obviously they lost. So, you know, Zoe Stark's probably going to get released probably tonight, tomorrow, who knows? That, and you know, Shayna Baszler getting released really upsets me, and a lot of people that love Shayna Baszler, they really missed out with her. She was a great in NXT, great. Her and Kyrie's feud was great. I think her and Io's feud was good too. But I digress on that. She comes to the main roster and does nothing. Nothing of substance that she did. I mean, she had a little feud with Becky Lynch when Becky was I think she was the double champion at the time at WrestleMania 36. Everybody was like, yeah, Shayna Baszler was gonna beat Becky, become the new champ, have a long run with the belt, and what do? Nope. They had Becky beat her. They could have had Ronda Rousey and Shayna. I think they did have a match. I forget, but they fucked that up. I mean, they were a tag team. I don't know if they were women's tag team champions, but they were a mean tag team. And then we all know Shayna turned on Ronda. That went nowhere. But still, then that goes bye-bye, because Ronda goes bye-bye, go to make, has another kid, good for her. Maybe coming back, I hope not, but, you have no women. You want to have Evolution 2 in June, coming up in a month or so? Well, who are you going to get? Who are you going to get to have an Evolution 2 pay-per-view? Yeah, bring up the women in NXT. Bring up maybe a few people from Evolve. Maybe have the girls in LFG. Maybe have people from TNA. That's kind of an pay-per-view right there. Because you're not going to bring people over from Japan. Maybe a few, not a lot, but... Why even have Evolution 2? Why? It is not a lot of women that you could put on that roster. Unless you have, big stars like Io and Mommy Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Well, I know she's hurt, but maybe she'll be good enough to go for that pay-per-view. You have Tiffy Stratton, Charlotte Flair, Zelina Vega, maybe Chelsea Green, people like that. Just you could technically do Evolution 2, but some of those matches will suck. If Becky's not on it, then why? If Becky, Io, Charlotte, Mommy, Rhea Ripley, and company are not on that pay-per-view, why? Why bother? But yeah, Shayna Baszler's gone. I say Cora Jade is gone because she posted on her X, says I'll talk about my hopes and dreams. I'm happy that I lived out my hopes and dreams. I will talk about this later. I'm like, oh, she got released, and in fact, she got released. Former women's tag team champion with Roxy, but then they fucked that up too in NXT. Hickenbottom, you really, dude. Cora Jade should have been women's champion. I mean, she's had a really bad string of luck. She got hurt. I think she got hurt twice. She was with Braun Breaker. And then she was with another guy. Broke up with him. I think it was DJ Nightwolf. I forget, but she's pretty much single now. I thought Thea Hale grabbed Eddie Thorpe. Obviously not. But yeah, Cora Jade is gone. Speaking of Eddie Thorpe, he gone. Good. He really didn't do nothing that's Carl Fredericks, by the way, for New Japan. Eddie Thorpe barely did anything good. He had a big feud in NXT with Trick, of course, and Oba, obviously lost. He had another feud, I forget with who. It was Lexis King. Yeah, I think it was Lexis King. That was it, and then bleh. So, I would think Eddie Thorpe maybe goes back to Japan. Or, I don't think he'll go to AEW. If he does, probably just go to Ring of Honor and do nothing. Gigi probably go. I would say Gigi should go to I would say go to TNA to be with her husband, fiance, whatever it is. That's Zachary Wentz. But then again, like I said, if you go to TNA, you're kinda, sorta working with the WWE in that partnership. But then again, who knows? Cora Jade definitely should go to AEW. Shayna Baszler, I don't know if Tony Khan would use her correctly in AEW. Don't know that. Also, Braun Strowman got released. Former World Heavyweight Champion. In his own right. Big feuds with a lot of people like Roman, the late great Bray Wyatt. Lots of people, but sadly, the big man, Braun Strowman, he got released. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to AEW or Japan. Or just nothing. I don't know. I guess we got that. So Braun Strowman is gone. Dakota Kai, Kaden Carter, and Casey Catanzaro, I think probably go to AEW or Ring of Honor. But who knows? I think most of them, let me see. Shayna, Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, Kaden Carter, and Casey Catanzaro got 90 days, so they can't wrestle for 3 months. Gigi, Eddie Thorpe, and Cora Jade, I believe, have 60-day non-compete clauses, so they can't wrestle until summer. So basically, by the end of the for the main roster people, we won't see them until probably September. But for people like Gigi Dolan, Eddie Thorpe, Cora Jade, we probably won't see them until maybe July. June or July, at least. No. Probably the end of July, early August. So, who knows what's going to happen with them. There is more to come, and yes, I gotta put on SmackDown. Okay, hold on 1 second, let me just put the Rich Man's Dish on. I put on the wrong fucking channel. Alright, SmackDown's just about to go live. Twice I did that. Alright, SmackDown is now live! Alright, so I got Randy Orton sends a message to John Cena tonight. I don't even know where we are. Randy, your quads are thick. And now, oh yes, our SmackDown Women's Champion is Tiffy time! Daddy! Daddy, I'm on TV! Alright, we got that. We got Miz and Mello coming out of a big truck, a big SummerSlam truck. So, Miz is going to take on Aleister Black, or Malachi Black, tonight, get killed. Poppy Priest talking to the Hurricane, Shane Helms, and Charles Robinson. And now it gets into now we got a big fight. Uh-oh. Petey Williams trying to stop a fight, like that's gonna happen. So Poppy got into a fight with Solo Mibuki and the U.S. champion, that's Jacob Fatu. And we got Eli Drake just like, he's standing around. Drew McIntyre not on the show tonight. So Eli's going to the ring, I guess for a first matchup of the night. Well, maybe just to talk, because I don't see no referee out there yet. So we were supposed to have like a fatal 4-way match next week for the U.S. title, for Eli Drake versus Poppy versus Drew versus Jacob Fatu. And like I said, now Eli's out there to talk to us. Let me talk to you. Yeah. All right, so we got that. All right, so we're gonna go to SmackDown in just a bit, but just to refresh people's memory, there is a new. Now it's being updated even more, and well, I think Metaphor is bye-bye because Jakara, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, got released. Can we just please, for the love of God, dump the women's tag team belts in the dumpster? Or retire them for good, like the 24/7 title? Alright, so let me update it one more time, because I do want to get to SmackDown. Alright, so as it stands, as of right now, at 8:03 p.m. Eastern Time on May the 2nd, the Spring Cleaning WWE releases as follows. Kaden Carter, Casey Catanzaro, Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, Cora Jade, DJ Nightwolf, Eddie Thorpe, Gigi Dolan, and as of right now, Jakara Jackson. And I wouldn't be surprised if Life Legend gets released. Oh, Trick will not like that. But this will be updated through the night. I'll be on my Twitter. If anything does come your way on Twitter, I will be on my Twitter machine to put that information in. I might do a follow-up, probably tomorrow, with the full list. But there might be more tonight, into tomorrow, into Sunday, into Monday. Who knows how long this is going to last, but... So, as of right now, 9 people have been released. Jakara Jackson, Gigi Dolan, Eddie Thorpe, Cora Jade, Shayna Baszler, Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, Kaden Carter, and Casey Catanzaro. That's pretty much it. That's it. That is your updated... that's your updated releases in WWE, and most of them are going to go to AEW / Ring of Honor. They could go to Japan, maybe go to go to TNA, maybe go to MLW. They could go in the indie circuit. Who knows? But some of them were expected, like Kaden and Casey Catanzaro. But others like Corey Jade, Gigi Dolan, Jakara Jackson, Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, those were pretty much surprises, and mostly probably budget cuts because they couldn't pay them. Their contracts were going bye-bye, and that's pretty much it. And that's that. So, sadly, I wish all those people that got released... It's sad they got released today because they lose money, they can't wrestle anymore, but... You hate to see them get their pink slip on today of all days. But I think they'll land on their feet by the summertime or early fall. And they'll get back to doing what they love to do, and that's professional wrestling. And we'll see where they end up. And that's pretty much it for that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go watch SmackDown. Eli Drake and Poppy Priest in the ring right now, talking amongst themselves, just to hype the U.S. title match at Backlash next Saturday, and we get that. All right, so I'm gonna go watch SmackDown. I will be back later with a rant, and if I'm coherent enough, if I'm not tired enough, I will do my AEW Dynamite review. And then tomorrow, we'll talk about TNA Ring of Honor, we'll talk about SmackDown, and get you ready for Collision live tomorrow night in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And then pretty much that'll be the weekend. But like I said, more videos may come later tonight, or probably this weekend, with more WWE releases and more news, and we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here. So until next time, peace.